So I'm going to talk to you about the evolution of a calling. My name is Rich Lohman, and I'm a certified speaker, coach, trainer, part of the Maxwell leadership team. And I'm independent as far as my speaking, coaching, and training business. Uh, I go under the name Lohman Leadership Group, and I've evolved over time. So I want to take you back on a little bit of a story of the evolution. When I first started this coaching journey, I actually started it because I was a realtor at the time, and I hired my first coach that helped me with lead generation. And from there, I hired a coach that helped me with systems because the lead generation coach actually worked so well that I didn't have enough systems in place to really help me maximize my production. That turned into building a team, that turned into the subprime mortgage conundrum that we had back in the early 2000s. And long story short, I fell in love with the coaching process. And so I got a certification and started my own coaching practice. Now, back then it was unimaginative. It was Coaching with Rich. That was the company name. And I was helping people a lot with mindset, beliefs, paradigms, fears, habits. And as things evolved, I actually started, my certification process to become Maxwell certified. Back then, it was called the John Maxwell Team. And at the same time, the evolution of a calling. My son was, in his early elementary years, and he came home from school one day, and he said, "Dad, I got a joke for you." And I said, "Lay it on me, buddy." And he said, "Here's the joke. Put your finger in the air." And so put the index finger in there, and he said, "Rotate it around in a circle." And I did this, and he said, "Knock, knock." And I said, "Who's there?" He said, "Woo." I said, "Woohoo." And I turned into a business name called Woohooing. Woohooing used some of the reference point of one of the books behind me. It's actually over here from Stephen Covey because I'm a student of personal development. And one of the habits of highly effective people is to begin with the end in mind. And I always said to people that I coached, if you're beginning with the end in mind, you're actually beginning with success in mind. And when you get there, you say, "Woohoo, I did it." So that's what woohooing was a business and a verb behind it. And that was probably the mainstay of my business for a long time. And I started working with individuals and entrepreneurs and business owners, and then I got into corporate teams. But over the course of time, the evolution of a calling, I started working on my own faith and my own faith journey. And in December of 22, I actually rebranded to a company name of Project 1202. It was inspired by Romans 12:2 in my faith journey. I really became attached to that, which was do not conform to the patterns of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. And I would ask a lot of people, do we all agree that the patterns of this world, and I would say to you, do you agree that the patterns of this world are messy? And most people would say yes. And then it said, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. And I was a transformational coach that helped people renew their mind and, head in the direction of joy, fulfillment, and the results they were looking for. I helped them with their mindset. I helped them with their production. I helped them with people development, all sorts of things. And over the course of time, recently, the evolution of a calling, I actually rebranded to something that a bunch of people said I should have done years ago. And it's actually, I am the brand. And Rich Lohman and richlohman.com is a newly launched website that really defines who I am and the calling that I have in this business. I love helping people and I love helping companies because there's a lot more interesting dynamics in companies reach their potential, and there's a lot to it. So, why Rich Lohman? Why now? I really would say the world doesn't need more information. If anything, you can see I can keep pointing the wrong direction, but I wrote my own book, The Little Guide to Big Success. But you can see the books. I've got books over here. I've got books out there. There's a lot of information in books. There's a lot of information in podcasts, social media. It's all noisy. The world doesn't need more information. The world needs transformation. You can go to Google and you can go to the library and encyclopedias to get all the information you look for. But my company, Why Rich Lohman, Why Right Now, my company is founded on really getting to the heart of transformation. And that's, part of the starting point of why now. What I'm really cueing into is leaders and professionals are exhausted. Exhausted by doing everything alone. And there's two parts of that. Doing everything, and we are over resourced, if you will. We are overstimulated. We have too many priorities. And when you have too many priorities, you have no priorities. Burnout starts kicking in, and overwhelm is there. And that's because we're underpurposed. So that's part of the why now, is because I'm seeing so many leaders that know what leadership is, but are overwhelmed, burnt out, and exhausted. The other part of it is I have a growing fear and concern that as I coach people, that I said, too many people are exhausted and doing everything alone. And the word alone sticks out because I get concerned about how isolated leaders are right now, how isolated we are as humans. We have more at our fingertips, more ability to connect, but we're less prone to do it. So the combination of building a community so that you don't have to be alone, while at the same time, community by nature, you could go find a friend group, you could go to a church, you could go, to a networking group if that's all you wanted was community. But this results thing is really, really pressing on my heart. I said to in a conversation recently, I think I was talking to my dad, and I said, my biggest concern is I'm not sure that we really understand how to win or what winning is anymore, because we're just doing things, activities, and we're putting out fires, but we don't get the results we're looking for. And it's difficult to get results. There's a notion out there that I teach that says there is a 1% club, the 1% that's naturally predetermined, predisposed to be able to get it. But what about the other 99% that want to get better results? So that exhausted and that alone really hone in on why Rich Lohman, why right now. If I was to go deeper into it, uh, richlohman.com is where clarity meets action. I really want people to understand that nothing of significance is ever done alone. And I tell people all the time, five frogs sitting on a log, four decide to jump off, how many are left? And the answer is still five, because just because you made a decision doesn't mean you took action. And I think that when you can combine assessments and tools, and I have this thing called Rich Lohman AI, where I really tried to replicate who I am as a coach so people could get coaching 24/7. All of a sudden, like it's challenging people then to give them live coaching. It's challenging people to head into action and hold people accountable and build all of the right systems and structure in place so that you'll have a roadmap to get where you're trying to go. That's what the real calling is for me, is that I can help you create a roadmap that is absolutely primed to help you get where you want to go. I ask people often, what are you trying to accomplish? Like, what do you want? And let's describe it in simple words. And the most prone words that we arrive at in the conversation is joy, fulfillment, and results. People want their joy back. People want to feel fulfilled by giving everything that they do give to their profession and career. But they want to get it, through ultimately better results. This is the reason to try to simplify and scale impact without burning out. I lost, to a career transition a friend of mine this summer. I'm excited for her because it was great for her and her family. But what I lost was that colleague and partner in coaching. And I took on all of her coaching clients as well as kept going with my coaching clients. And I could admit to that was too much of a load and too much of a burden, and it was overwhelming, and it started to burn me out. And that's when I got inspired by why Rich Lohman, why now, is because I know I'm fighting against it. And I want to invite people into the journey that are also fighting against that exhaustion and that overwhelm and that firefighting and that burnout that is predetermined to happen every time you have too much on your plate. I was fighting it, and now I've built a system that I'm going to walk in it with others, but I'm going to invite people into that process. So who's it for? This is for individuals, I would say at first and foremost, that are seeking professional development. People that want the next step in their journey, people that want the promotion, people that want to start a business but haven't done that yet. This program is for you. This is also for the people that are already the entrepreneurs. They are already the business owners. They are already sitting in the executive seats. And this is for C-suite people. This program is designed for everyone. As a matter of fact, I would tell you that I have clients that are putting their entire leadership team into this program that I've developed. And I'm excited about it because it gives everybody a coach, and it gives everybody awareness of the roadmap of the blueprint for them to be successful. But it gives them the tools and the resources to be able to work with other people. So we could talk a little bit about that. The first step in the process is we start to evaluate and assess where are you at? Because I've always said that in the journey of coaching, my job is to help people turn on their GPS, and you have to have that spot on the map that says you are here. But ultimately, in the discovery and assessment questions, we try to figure out, well, where do you want to be? Where 6 months down the road, 12 months down the road, where do you want to go? And so that starting point is the assessment. We have to assess what's right and what's wrong in the you are here. What tools or skills or knowledge do you have, and what don't you have? What is your disc style? And this is a big part of the program, is what is your disc style and where are your strengths and weaknesses that are there that we can better understand and build that roadmap that you're going to have to go on a growth journey. We have programs in digital format like the Ultimate Leadership Transformation. We have the Passport to Growth. All of it is there and designed to help you. We have coaching time live twice a week, Tuesdays and Fridays, for people to engage and do a little bit of learning and also ask questions. And that's the biggest part, is if you can be enlightened and ask your questions and have a conversation around your biggest challenge, then you can move forward with the answer. And then, of course, there's the Rich Lohman AI as a tool and resource that you can have 24/7 coaching. I've had people talk about with me how much they're surprised at how accurate it is or similar it is to me. And the key to that is, when you're trying to set up, some sort of bot in AI, it's the information you put in, and I, put all of my coaching philosophies and all of my temperament and tone and all of my personality into it, and all of the disc tools and the leadership tools. All of the resources you see behind me are part of what I tried to put in there so that it would work. So the framework is there for you to be completely resourced so that you could have a roadmap, have a community, have the accountability, have the networking, everything, and have coaching both live and through Rich Lohman AI to be able to help you get what you want. So a lot of people have asked me what makes it different. It's a turnkey development system. I was watching a friend of mine that coaches people recently on social media, and it got hung up on relationships. Relationships without results at some point will stifle or stall out people. And those that are highly competitive, highly aggressive, they want to get better results. There's some driving force. They're not going to sit with the relationship. They're going to sit singing Kumbaya forever. They're going to go look for what they're looking for. And that's what my program does. It's not just a website, it's a transformation system, ultimately holding you accountable to get the results that you're looking for and build the relationships that you're looking for. These are everyday tools for growth. And this is not just some random motivational system. Motivation gets you going, but discipline is what keeps you going. And I'm just trying to help you build the discipline to follow your roadmap, follow your dreams, and put real structure in your life that has a predictable outcome to it. The other things that I would say is that accountability from a community and an AI standpoint really do transform this program to be different because we've pretty much thought of everything in it. To a degree, I will tell you that this is grounded in my faith. I believe called to do this by my creator. And I do believe that it's going to be, definitely have leadership principles and leadership practices at its root. And what we get to do is we get to evaluate your beliefs and your habits because that's what's really going to transform you is when you can modify your beliefs that have stuck with you for way too long and build new habits, the things that we repeatedly do that will actually give you the outcome that you're looking for. So here's the thing that I want to lead you with is if you've been leading alone, if you don't feel like you've been given enough tools and resources and you're trying to carry this burden by yourself, I say it's time to stop. It's not time. I heard this said to me once a long time ago. If a person's going in the wrong direction, they don't need to be encouraged to keep going or speed up. They need to be encouraged to slow down or stop and really reevaluate the people in the car with them, the roadmap they're using, and get better, travel partners and get a better roadmap and a better structure and a better system to be able to help you. So what I want you to do is visit richlohman.com, see all the testimonials. I want you to be able to take some of the free assessments. We have what we call scale assessments for both individuals and businesses, that they are free resources to be able to help you. And what I want to do is begin take you on a new journey, take you on a journey towards clarity, confidence, and better results. That's ultimately what I want to be able to do. So this Leader's Edge program is ultimately what I am called to invite you to. You could do one-on-one coaching. That's going to cost a little bit more, but I'm building this program. I've, modeling it after similar programs that I've watched John Maxwell and his team put together. And this Leader's Edge program is something that I really, truly feel at the core is the best transformational tool out there because it's taken into consideration tools from all the other programs that I've been a part of, and then it puts mentorship in it. I've been in the shoes that you might want to walk in. I've been in the executive C-suite type roles. I've owned my own business. I've created the results that I've wanted to create. And now it's my time to continue to evolve and give back to you. So the Leader's Edge program, if you go to the link that I'm going to put in the comments below, you'll be able to understand it. For right now, I've got this crazy idea that I'm going to have a founding members program, and I'm looking for 200 people. And the seats are filling up. This isn't the first time that I've talked about this. The founding members program is going to be limited to 200 people. Either 200 people are going to fill it up or December 31st, and I'm going to close it down. For anybody that becomes a founding member, they pay $1,000 and get lifetime access to the entire program. I keep showing up every Tuesday, every Friday. I keep putting together digital tools and resources that are part of the program. I keep improving the Rich Lohman AI to better resource people, the founding members of the benefactor. After that, there's going to be a price increase, and you can go look at the website to see what that is, but it's significant. I wanted it to be the easiest leadership decision you would ever make is to be able to say, I'm a founding member of the Leader's Edge program. So in reflection, it isn't just about rebranding anymore. This is about a recommitment to helping people create the transformation they're looking for. I've taken the Project 1202. I've taken the woohooing. I've taken the coaching with Rich. I've taken, the nearly 20 years of studying, learning, and getting better in the speaking, coaching, and training industry, and I packaged it in a format that I'm very optimistic, very hopeful. Everybody that applies themselves, builds better habits, modifies their beliefs, will get the results they're looking for. So, we have this philosophy that says if you're looking to lead yourself, and the rest will follow. And I want you to leave you with that. If you're looking to lead yourself first. The rest will follow you. If you have credibility, you have reputation, and they trust you, they're going to follow you everywhere. But it begins with you, and I want you to come into this program and join me. So I'm grateful that you're here. I'm grateful that you saw this. Check out the resources in the links below, and I look forward to seeing you become a founding member.